Today, we are going to be searching for a field to do a photo shoot in, and I'm not exactly sure where this field is. I know the rough area, but because we might be walking quite a long way, I have a very compact camera setup with me. Here I have the bag with my cameras and vlogging equipment, and here I have my very compact yet awesome tripod. This is carbon fiber, so it's nice and light and it's super compact, as I mentioned. So let's go find that field. Just look at this. There are sunflowers for as far as the eye can see. It is incredible, and it's about mid-September, so they're coming towards the end of their bloom. Can you imagine what this would have been like earlier in the summer? It's incredible. I've never seen this many sunflowers in one place. So now it's time for me to tell you about the gear we've got for our photo shoot. This is the Manfrotto BeFree GT XPRO, and this is a carbon fiber travel tripod. This is something that I've been wanting to get my hands on for a very long time. It's super compact, going down to 43 centimeters, and because it's carbon fiber, it's super lightweight, only coming in at 1.76 kilograms for the entire setup. It's super quick and easy to set up, as you can see, and has so many awesome features, such as the 90-degree angle that you can get for the head here. There is a little screw on the bottom, which when you press and unscrew, you can clip the ball head up and it becomes an arm, which for me is super handy. Quite often, if you're filming downwards, the legs of a tripod can get in the shot. This means, especially if you're doing insects or plant photography, or you just want that ability to point the camera down and look at the ground or a desk or some paper, or if you're unboxing, this allows you to do that because of this extension here, which can go at 90 degrees. It's also super easy and satisfying to put down. Whenever I do this, I feel like Iron Man. The camera I have with me for today's shoot is the Canon 250D, and I've attached the mounting plate on the bottom, and one of the little features I like is that it tells you what direction your lens should be pointing. It's then very easy to just clip onto the tripod head, and there's this little function here which means you press a button down and you can take the camera off, but it's got a spring mount, so it's also very secure and it just clips on. On the legs, we're just going to untwist them. We can do that all at the same time, pull it out and then quickly work back up. I've always had clip leg tripods before, and actually having the spin is very cool. It's very satisfying and it is speedy, because when you're undoing them, you can do it all at once and then pull it the full length. Considering it's a travel tripod, this stands up really tall. It's up to my chest, which normally I'd have to elongate this middle bar. If I do that, it can be taller than my eyes, and very rarely do I want the tripod to be so high I actually cannot see through the viewfinder. So now it's time to start our photo shoot, and as a photographer, I'm never comfortable being a model, but I will set this tripod ready, framed correctly, and I'll put a timer on the camera. So even though it is just me here, I will be able to photograph myself in front of these awesome and beautiful sunflowers. It has literally started to rain, and this isn't the kind of rain I can just stand out in with camera gear. So I'm now going to have to come and pack everything up. Absolute nuisance. I'd literally just got set up and it's proper raining. There's big drops. Right, let me pack you down. We've got a bag on the camera acting as a mini umbrella. You know, I saw an advert the other day where it had like a clip-on umbrella that you could put on the hot shoe of a camera, and like all the other photographers, I laughed at it. But right now, a mini umbrella for the camera could kind of be handy. Anyway, the rain's coming in bursts, so I'm thinking between the bursts, I've just got to take some photos. This hoodie is getting drips on it, which, it's just not ideal, but we're going to make it work. We're going to get some cool photos for the shop. We've got the Canon 250D connected to the app, so I can walk away and still control the camera while modeling. So I will still use a timer, but I won't be absolutely reliant on it. Trying to get the words lined up right. That's going to be my challenge, but the concept of the photos is there. And I got a fair few pictures of this hoodie, which I'd be happy to use. So it's time to move on to the next product, which is the shirt underneath. All right, steady on, guys. So this is the green shirt, and unlike the hoodie, it has a white print, which makes it stand out. My problem is going to be the microphone, which I'm going to have to take off and do this without audio. So after using this tripod for a couple of hours, here are the things I like about it. First of all, having the legs that you just screw to loosen and tighten has actually made it so much easier to get this tripod completely flat. Another thing that stood out to me was there is a resistance for the ball head. Now, ball heads are often difficult because when you get them balanced, they like to flop about and there is a lack of resistance. However, on this tripod, there's an outside screw which just loosens the whole thing, and inside there's a little one, and this little one adjusts the resistance of this ball head, meaning you could use this ball head for much more than other tripods where there is no resistance possible. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I love this 90-degree concept. It's really fun to use, and you can slide it out to lock it in place and potentially add another attachment on the other end, meaning you could have two cameras pointing at the same thing. It's something which would really help on a workflow. Normally you have to get all sorts of adaptions and 90-degree kind of mounts to get these angles. In my studio, I've got one which is a light stand, and this light stand has a 90-degree adapter in it, but I'd have to attach that to a tripod, and it all comes in one package with this tripod. And as I mentioned, it feels super cool every time you bring it up and put it back down. And most importantly, this tripod is carbon fiber. If you're new to the channel, you may not know that we go on a ton of adventures and hikes. We go and live out of the car. And doing all of this means we're carrying a lot of equipment, and that weight quickly adds up. Having a carbon fiber tripod means that we can reduce that weight in the backpack, which ultimately will bring more enjoyment later on and mean we take the tripod on more shoots. So this tripod is probably going to become my main tripod, and I want to say a huge thanks to Manfrotto for sending this tripod over to us. They haven't told me to say anything, however, so everything in this video is my own opinions, my own views, and my honest thoughts about this tripod. The other thing you can do is attach different heads to the tripod, so I won't be using a ball head when I go out and do wildlife photography. My camera is much too large for a ball head. However, we can attach my video head or my gimbal onto this tripod, and that means these legs just reduce the weight of using aluminium ones.